Saturn, the planet of responsibility, authority, restriction, work, and commitment, turns retrograde this weekend. And this video will help you to figure out how it's going to impact you. This is play along at home astrology because I want you to dig out your natal chart and look for this symbol. This is the Pisces symbol. It'll be sitting around the outside ring of your chart somewhere, and it shows you which house of your chart is ruled by Pisces. Saturn, the should planet of the zodiac, who helps you to do your taxes and go to the gym and stick to your healthy eating plan, is currently moving through this area of your chart. So this Pisces house of your chart will be currently experience Saturnian themes and lessons. As Saturn turns retrograde, you might really notice its influence. We can lean into an inhale-exhale analogy to consider how this influence unfolds. Usually in a forward motion, it's a yang, active experience of Saturn. As the planet stations, we have a pause and intensifying of themes before the retrograde gets underway, when we have the chance to assess, integrate, and resolve some of these themes. So let's see how this applies through the houses. You may be dealing with physical restrictions and injuries. Responsibilities may be weighing you down, or you may be feeling low energy. This can all lead to low mood and a sense of blandness. The retrograde may worsen some of these issues, but lean into the problems. What can you do differently? Can you undertake a new exercise routine? Commit to the gym or yoga? Can you use your new filter of realism to establish some long-term habits that can build towards strength of body and character? There may be a sense of fear surrounding your finances or a distinct lack of spare money. The retrograde is great for realistically assessing your situation. Set a new budget that you can stick to. Make sure it aligns with your values. Apply for a job with more responsibility that will also generate more income. Make plans for how you're going to make all of this happen. Your thinking may be pretty serious at the moment, with big topics burdening your mental chatter. Problems hover, perhaps with annoying paperwork, or it could be some siblings or extended family causing you grief. Perhaps you're frustrated by your local council or local community network. Whatever the problem is, you may find that you're not communicating with as much freedom or ease as you'd like. Even your mobile phone may be problematic, feeling as though it has you trapped. During this retrograde period, step back to assess exactly what the problem is. Could you benefit from some counselling to help you get on top of your self-talk? What could you do with a digital detox? What new systems could you put in place to minimise paperwork hassles? Or do you need to set boundaries with people who've become a burden? With Saturn here, there are big commitments on the home front. This may be exciting and you may be loving the responsibility, or you may be feeling trapped and weighed down with obligation. Perhaps you have a parent in need, or your home is desperately needing repair. Something around these topics will be feeling like hard work. During the retrograde, lean in. Listen to what your loved ones are telling you. Think about what you can do to streamline this area of life. Perhaps it's time to pull up your sleeves and learn some DIY. Perhaps it's time to support your parents as they deal with the next stage of aging. Saturn in the fifth is the signature of people who take their fun very seriously. And during transits here, it may be triggering you to try and figure out how to make a hobby into a job. Or you may be undertaking commitments around parenting, or a child may be having a tough time and needing your help. If you're in the middle of a creative project, this retrograde is a great time for finishing things. Work hard, raise that baby, work on your business plan. Tackle these topics with more maturity and a good, sensible approach, and you'll be making excellent progress. Naturally, the thought of the planet of hard work and restriction in the house of health seems like a bummer. And for some reason, you may find yourself being a bit restricted at the moment. Issues may be happening to you, or you may be experiencing the outcome of years of neglecting your health. On the work front, your workplace may be feeling blah, or you're having to step up for other people who aren't meeting their obligations. While Saturn is retrograde, take some pause to see how you can tackle these things differently. This is the house of daily routines, and Saturn here is perfect for consistency and hard work. So establish the new regime of exercise, or getting up earlier, or eating more healthily. Use this time to expel some of the old bad habits. Stop smoking or stop saying yes at work when you should really be saying no. With Saturn transiting your seventh house, it's likely that your partnerships are feeling hard. Both marriages and business partnerships are in the spotlight. There's a realism here, and perhaps you're seeing the cold, hard truth about your compatibility with your special someone. During the next few months, find some grace in your dealings with that person. Understand that all relationships have ups and downs and pledge to work your way through issues, but stay respectful. Commit to a course of counseling or mediation. This is possibly a time of legal issues, so take care. This is a heavier one, and you may be dealing with big life events that bring sadness. This is the house of other people's money, so taxes, mortgages, and investments with banks. Saturn through here can be helpful when it comes to taking on financial commitments. This is the house of intimacy and sex, so you may be experiencing some inhibitions in this area. Try to do some work on respect this retrograde, set some goals, and be quite businesslike in how you approach things. Both financial matters and sex can be scheduled, and see if you can set down some new habits in these areas that will ensure this area of life can be fantastic for years to come. With this house, we're dealing with expansion of your boundaries, higher learning, overseas travel, religion, and philosophy. Perhaps you're feeling stifled or unable to reach out for the adventure you'd like. This is actually a pretty helpful Saturn in terms of committing to and finishing off university courses or turning life passions into solid careers. Make travel purposeful or travel for work. Use this retrograde time to turn inwards and find the strength to complete any outstanding study or figure out a plan where you can work hard to turn your dreams into reality. This transit is a point of reckoning. Have you been applying yourself diligently? This transit will offer either reward or retribution, and it will be a public thing. This can be the area of authority problems. So perhaps a boss is being an out of control monster, or you're feeling really dejected about your prospects. Reputations are made and lost in the 10th house. During the retrograde, set clear boundaries, work hard, define your priorities, push back around any unfair treatment, or lean into any promotions that are here on offer. You can do it. Push through any fear or laziness. Friendships are under fire with Saturn in the 11th. Perhaps you've lost some or you're struggling to make friends, but it's a topic area that may feel problematic and a bit depressing. Without mates, it can be hard to imagine a fun future, and your hopes for what's ahead may be limited. Remember that it's hard to be what you can't see, so use this retrograde to force yourself out of the house. Try different meetup groups, go to classes, put in effort with everyone, and slowly you may find that you establish some new circles that provide excellent company. This area is a non-material house of spirituality and alienation. Hospitals belong here, so it's possible that you have some health problems pop up that need a little visit to emergency, or you may feel as though life is somehow seeping away and you're not in charge of anything. This can be a tricky transit as we undergo a bit of a karmic reality check. Spend the next few months with plenty of retreat and contemplation time. It could be that you need to reshape yourself in some way to reconnect with your priorities. Commit to spiritual work at this time and stay on top of any niggling health concerns. Stuff is hidden at the moment, so take the time to investigate any health issues. And that's it. The retrograde period is about pausing and rethinking Saturnian themes of boundaries, work, and goals. Focus on respecting yourself and others, have clear perspective, and commit to plans that will chip away on the life topics that are currently under pressure. So good luck. And remember to book a session with me if you want to get a better understanding of how Saturn works in your personal chart.